Great, great. So welcome to the SAP Automation with UiPath session. This is number 7. And if you want to go to the next slide, this is our safe harbor slide. So I think we can go past this. Yeah. So I'm Diana Gray. I'm the community marketing manager for UiPath in America. This is our Northern California chapter, which is relatively busy. And we like to just let everybody know that we want you to feel part of this community. If you have any topics that you would like us to, think about in the future or would like to present any topics, just let us know as well. And then I'd like to introduce Umesh today, who has been giving several of these sessions, and he can give you a little bit of background. He's one of our MVPs from India, so I'll let him speak on what he'd like to share today.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the introduction. So, as Diana mentioned, I'm working with the Silicon Partners as a RP tech lead, and I was also selected as an UiPath MVP this year. So, in today's session, we will be focusing on the top 10 use cases around different SAP modules, and feel free to post your questions on the chat box, and we'll try to answer it at the end of the session.
Great, thank you. So next slide. Yeah. So again, I mentioned that these are our developer community sessions, and we encourage you just to let us know of any topics. And as Umesh mentioned, just please put any questions you have in chat. And then here's my email address. I'll put this in chat for you, so you can feel like you can reach out to me if you have any questions or anything. And then I will also put other things in chat. I'll put where you can find the recording for today and also where you can register for our next session, which is this week as well. So if you want to go to the next session, the page I'm going to share with you has all the recordings for all these sessions. So today we're doing 7. That's happening now. I'll have that done and ready for you guys tomorrow. And then our last session will be 8, and we'll have that on the page that I share with you today as well. And so you should be able to go there after our sessions this week and find any of these sessions that will be recorded for you. So we appreciate you guys joining us, and we look forward to any topics that you want to share with us that you'd like us to cover next. So if you want to go to the next slide. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that over to you, Umesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. So in today's session, we will be discussing about the top 10 use cases for SAP automation across different modules. And so this is going to be a shorter webinar, since we have covered all the practical sessions right before this. And in today's session, we will discuss more about what are the different modules that are there in SAP and what are the top 10 use cases around it. We will also discuss some of the best practices, as we have been doing in a few of previous sessions. And then Diana already mentioned that we have one more session coming up as a part of this series. And you can also register yourself for the community chapter to keep to receive all the latest updates. So, and last we will have Q&A sessions. All right. So to start with, and let's have a quick introduction about different SAP modules. So it's not just limited to the one which is mentioned in here. There are some other modules as well, but for today's session, we will be covering the most widely used modules across enterprises. And the first one is, so there's no order as such. It's just the different modules and the different automations that plays important role as a part of SAP automation, and the adaptability of different enterprises across these modules. So talking about financial accounting, which is also known as SAP FI. So this is one of the key area where financial transactions, financial processing happens in any of the enterprise or organization. And there are different departments or tasks which handles general ledgers, account payables, account receivables, financial reporting, and others, right, in FI. And when we talk about automation, so one of few of the areas where automation can be applied in FI module is definitely the invoice processing one, where depending on the use case, there can be a two-way or three-way match scenarios that can be implemented, and reconciliations and month-end close. These are few of the other processes which can be automated and um, have been automated widely across organizations. Right. So we'll go through some of the use cases around SAP FI or financial accounting. We'll see the solution accelerators as well, which are available to start with. The next is SAP MM, which is also known as materials management. And SAP MM is responsible for managing the procurement and inventory functions. And so basically it covers like creating the purchase acquisitions and orders for good receipt and stock management. And few of the areas, few of the processes where automation can be applied in SAP MM module is uh, automating the purchase order creation process and then monitoring the stock levels, and so that the inventory can be checked in real time. And we'll see this PO order creation process in few slides as well, how it can be done, like what are the details. The next is SAP production planning, SAP PP, and this is where all the manufacturing processes are managed, including production planning, scheduling, and execution. And so this helps to keep the organization aligned with the production, with the demand and resource availability. Talking about the different automation processes that can be automated in this particular module includes capacity planning and production order creation. So I think we will be discussing, I guess, the capacity planning one in today's session. Next is SAP Basis, which is used for system administration and maintenance of the SAP. And so there are different roles or tasks that are performed by the SAP Basis, which includes user access, configuration, system health monitoring, update or migration, right, all of that. And a few of the use cases around SAP Basis includes system backup, right, log monitoring, which is a daily task, user provisioning, creating a user, and then performance tuning, and also migration from ECC to S4 is also one of the tasks taken care by SAP Basis along with different teams. The next is sales and distribution. So SAP SD handle all aspects of sales order processing, from quotation management, where the quotation is uh, received to a product delivery, right? And the billing as well. So this is a part of O2C cycle. And one of the process that can be automated is definitely the sales order creation. And we'll see this in few slides as well, like what are the advantages of creating an automation for sales order creation in O2C cycle. Last on the list is SAP HCM, which is also known as Human Capital Management, and SAP has SAP Success Factors dedicated for this particular module. And SAP Success Factors has different roles, I would say, and it includes HR functions, including employee records, onboarding and offboarding, payroll, recruitment, and others, like performance evaluation. So it's just similar to any other HCM tool. And the processes that can be automated is definitely onboarding of the new resources and having appraisal cycles process automated, since it's a repetitive process, right? And we'll see that in action as well. What are the solutions that are available around this same? All right, so I think a lot of theoretical discussions around this. We'll move to the next slide, and then we'll start with what are the top 10 use cases around different SAP modules. So the first one is with SAP Financial Accounting and SAP FI, and the use case that we are going to discuss is invoice processing automation. And this is the widely used automation with not just SAP, I would say with any other ERP tool. And UiPath has, there are some solution accelerators which are available to start the development process very quickly. And we'll see those solution accelerators which are available on UiPath Marketplace and how the best practices are already followed in this one, and we can just simply start using it in our automation. And we already covered one of the accelerator in our previous sessions, so we can, if you want to deep dive or if you want to know more about the particular solution accelerator, we can refer to the previous session recording as well. So this is the two-way match invoice processing solution accelerator for SAP, which is available on your part marketplace. And the two-way invoice processing is basically matching the information from invoice against the purchase orders. And this is the simplest one of matching which happens in organizations, but there are some scenarios where three-way matching has to happen as well. And that is why there is another solution accelerator available for SAP for three-way match. And three-way matching happens in the invoice document, the purchase order, and the receipt. So these two are the widely used use cases in SAP FI module. And I'll also share the links to these accelerators and other relevant reference links in the chat so that you can refer it at a later point of time. And you can also have a look at all those links. Moving to the next use case, which is employee onboarding, which is a part of SAP SuccessFactors or SAP HCM module. And employee onboarding, as the name suggests, it's a process where the employees are onboarded. And it's a repetitive process because for a bigger organization, there can be a lot of onboarding that happens at a drive or for lateral hires as well, right? So there are a lot of employee onboarding that happens on a regular basis. So it's a repetitive process, definitely, and can be automated using the out-of-the-box packages that are available from UiPath for SuccessFactors automation. And as you can see, so this happens in the background through APIs. So we can create a lot of robust automations using these activities with SuccessFactors, and definitely employee onboarding is the one use case where we can automate this particular process. And also, just a note that SAP SuccessFactors onboarding 1.0 will reach end of life in 2026 next year. So SAP has advised its customers to migrate the new onboarding solution. And one of the solution that you can leverage for this is definitely the one which is shown on the screen, which is onboarding migration automation solution, which is also available on SAP Store as well. So you can have a look at it and how this can really help to migrate from onboarding 1.0 to the newer version. So we'll share the details at the end of the session for you to have a look. Right, coming to the third use case of the list, which is
Hey,
a part
Umesh,
of
your voice is
SAP
going
sales and
down.
distribution module. And the process is sales order management, which is a part of O2C cycle, order to cash, right? And creating a sales order in SAP is definitely one of the top use cases when talking about um, the 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 volume and the complexity of the process, and the document understanding might be required in few cases. So the first use case that we just discussed around invoice processing might also require document understanding and AI units for data extraction, as well as this particular process might need document understanding as well. So one of the um, blog that talks about the O2C cycle and how sales order creation, sales order management process can be automated, and how it can benefit the organization, right? So there's official documentation on official blog that is available on UiPath, which talks more about this particular use case. Right. So I'll share these links with you so that you can go through it, and if you can discuss with the business team whether there are any possibilities for sales order creation or sales order management process within the organization. Right. So next on the list is SAP S/4HANA migration. And since with all the recent updates and advancements in SAP, customers are already suggested or requested to migrate to the newer version of SAP. And so like when the migration happen, it takes a lot of time and the duration, as well as a lot of efforts, and a lot of testing has to be done as well, right? So um, and there are different steps in the migration process that needs verification and careful attention, since it can impact the overall migration and the timeline as well, right? So it's always recommended to have the latest version of SAP use, right? So SAP ECC customers have option to either migrate to S/4HANA or RISE, and S/4HANA customers can have option to migrate to SAP RISE, right? So the migration, there are already some solutions available which can be used, and some automation solutions which can definitely help to automatically migrate or help to migrate the SAP system from one version to another. And I think this one of the solution available is Automake, which is an automation tool for migration of S4 HANA. So, and you can go through it, you can see that how this particular solution has helped other customers to migrate from ECC to S4 or S4 to RISE, right? The next on the list is SAP MM module and the process is PU creation that we were just discussing at the beginning of the session. And this particular process might also require some level of document understanding. And since this is one of the use case where a lot of volume is also expected, and the data can either come from email, spreadsheet, or internal systems, right? So again, a very good use case around SAP MM module for PO creation, and it is also a part of O2C process, and we'll come to the next use case, which is on SAP basis daily system monitoring. So this is the second use case that we have on SAP basis, because the first one was for migration, which is being taken care by the SAP basis team. Daily monitoring system is the process which SAP team does daily, right? They check the system's logs, they check the system availability daily, just to make sure that the systems are up and running and there are no issues and there are no impacts as such on the production systems. So the daily system monitoring can be automated as well where the automation can go and check for the system availability, whether the system is up and running or not. And it can check for the database, it can check for the jobs which are running from a longer period of time. It can do the health check. It can do the resource allocation check as well. It can monitor the system performances and generate a report and alert, right? So for to notify the business SAP basis team. So again, one of the useful use case to save some time, and then so that the basis team can focus more um, on the strategic task. So talking about the GRIR process, which comes under SAP or Materials Management module, and this is one of the solution accelerator available on UiPath Marketplace, where you can have a look at the solution accelerator, and you can start using it in your automation. And so basically, this process is this can have different scenarios, and all of the scenarios are being taken care in the solution accelerator, which is available, and you can also customize it. So this particular process can be used when the the invoice was received, but the goods was still not received. And there are some other scenarios as well where the invoice was received, but goods is not received yet. So different scenarios, you can have a look at the solution accelerator for GRIR for managing the goods. And there are different scenarios that can be managed through this solution accelerator. Right. Talking about the SAP ST, which is sales and distribution. So one of the use case is definitely tracking outbound delivery, where we have uh, created a few automations around this for SD, and which is really helpful to manage the outbound deliveries from the system. And this really helps to keep track of the shipments, and we can use APIs to make it more robust from the SAP side as well as from the logistics side. And this saves a lot of time since there are a lot of standard processes which are available. So one of the use case which can save a lot of time and improve customer satisfaction as well. Then next on the list is production planning, which is also known as SAP PP. And the use case which we were talking about, right, capacity planning can be automated in this particular module, where it can use real-time data to predict the production need based on the current orders and available resources. And the capacity planning process is again uh, I think we already covered one of the use case around this PP, but capacity planning is definitely helps organizations to manage their production needs and keep it up to date, so that there are no misses, there are no errors, and the data is available as per the demand. The last on the list is again one of the use case from SAP PP, which is also known as managing the bill of material. So this might not be applicable for all the enterprises, but still, I think managing the BOM or bill of material in SAP PP helps in the manufacturing operations to see that all the data that is available is matching with the requirements, right? So now we'll move to the next slide, where you will see the other use cases which are possible in different SAP domains, and what are the different SAP applications, including SAP Concur, S/4HANA, SAP SuccessFactors, Ariba as well, right, and Hybris. So you can see that under finance, we have invoice entry, invoice collection, and other use cases, reconciliation, payroll. So we already discussed invoice entry in this. And then in HR, these are the different use cases. So we covered the onboarding part of it, right? And again, procurement, we covered the PO management. In supply and chain, we Updating the inventory record, we already covered. Managing the logistic and shipping, right? We covered that. So sales order entry and for the sales and distribution. So these are other use cases which we did not cover in today's session since we had to select the top 10 use cases in. So there was no order as such. It is based on our experience and what we have automated for different customers. And it may vary organization to organization, but yeah, this is as per the trend. These are the top 10 use cases which we have discussed. And I'll share few of the um, portals from UiPath where you can learn more about the case studies and the use cases around SAP automation. So as you can see, different use cases are also provided in here across for different modules. So SAP S/4HANA migration, right? The one which we just discussed, that there was a solution available for this already. So I'll share the link with you on the chat. You can also refer to the recording to see this particular use case and how it can speed up the migration process. Finance and accounting, we covered the invoice processing and the solution accelerator which is available, right? For supply chain, we already covered like how PO orders can be automated, right? And then in HR, we covered the onboarding process already. And you can also check the one of the solution which we just discussed, like how onboarding can be automated, right? The onboarding migration as well as the the onboarding process itself can be automated. So I'll share all these links in the group chat so that you can refer it later. Right. So Mikul, I have shared the link to SAP S/4HANA migration, and I think that would be so you can see it in the chat, and you can also connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can also reach out to uh, the, the the TSP team in case you have any questions or queries. Right. And also the last on the list is to see the listing or the solutions that are available on UiPath Marketplace, right? And including some of the solution accelerators that we discussed. And some of these accelerators were created in partnership with the Silicon partners. And you can see for procurement, for sales, for finance, including SAP, ECC, and S/4HANA, there are different solutions which are available, right? Which can be used to automate the processes. And then there are some other solution accelerators which can really help you to get started with the development as well, because it follows the best practice and it's all gold certified, as you can see. So that's about it. And I have shared the links in the chat. I hope you really like this session. And we are open to questions if there is any.
I don't see any questions, Umesh, right now. Miguel, I don't know if you have any questions. If you do, you can take yourself off mute.
All
Oh,
right, so we
no
have
questions.
answered the questions in the
Okay,
chat itself,
great,
so I think we're good.
perfect.
And so this was the end of the session, and it was really quick because since we had to go to the top 10 use cases itself, and we already
Great.
covered the practical, the hands-on in the previous sessions.
Mhm.
The next session is coming up in a couple of days, so feel free to register for the upcoming session. I think Diana has already shared the link. Diana, you want to
No, that's good. So we'll see you. Hopefully you'll register for our next
cover that?
session, which is on the 10th, and we'll see you guys then. So thank you, everybody, for joining today. Appreciate it, Umesh. Great job.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so we'll see you in the next session, and thank you for joining the session. We'll close this.